The purpose of this evening is, one, for us to be able to just have an open discussion about the violence and lack of gun control, I would say, in our community. But the primary reason, at least for me and for the sorority, is for us to leave here with solutions.
The potential does exist for gun violence in Winthrop University, especially in our society today. There is much more concern with gun violence on the campus, not only at the collegiate level, but at the middle school and the high school level as well. We do quite a few educational programs at Winthrop University. Just the campus police department alone probably does, I'm saying 80 to 85 programs a year for various groups, both on and off campus. And a lot of that is geared towards what we're calling now in our society active shooter.
What I want to say is this: the reason why I didn't choose Rock Hill to teach is because Rock Hill has a lot of great organizations and community activists that are doing great jobs. The fact remains that a lot of our organizations in Rock Hill are preventive and not responsive. A powerful resource when it comes to the community is one that we're not looking at, and that's the black man. I'm not talking about the black man that was raised in a nice household and went to college and was successful, but the black man that sold drugs, went to jail, got out, and still started his business. What better person to minister to a young person where they are than somebody that has been through their story? The problem of the matter is we're not convincing our men to be the mentors, and our young people are looking for the mentors and messing up.
We have a program that we have developed in the school district called See Something, Say Something. And that program has helped us out immensely throughout the last few years, where students find out things and they let a responsible adult know what's going on. And we're not talking about snitches. And I hear that all the time: well, I can't be a snitch. I say, when it's your safety and your health that's involved here, you're not worried about being a snitch, because a bullet doesn't have an eye.
Almost 3,000 children are shot and killed every year in the United States, with guns taking the lives of 10 times more black children than white. What you think about that? And the next piece, remember Dylan Roof, remember Charleston. Dylan Roof walked into a church, a praying people pastor. You said prayer was the answer, but they were at church praying. Prayer didn't help those people, so remember those ancestors. Rock Hill has this glamorous thing for football. All black children aren't going to be football players. It's not going to happen. 1 out of 10 players makes it to the NFL, 1 out of 10. So we need to take resources away from athletics, and we need to put them into very seriously focused elementary school programs. I told a black business owner in Rock Hill that if I had the ability, I would take funds away from these homeless programs and these substance abuse programs, pull funds away from those areas and invest them into early childhood development. If you're 30 years old and you're smoking crack and drinking every day, we can't help you.
One thing that Moms Demand Action does, in addition to promoting responsible gun ownership, we also are we're very concerned with responsible gun storage. And with that in mind, we have an initiative called the Be Smart campaign. And Be Smart campaign, it teaches parents or teaches gun owners how to properly store their weapons, because it is the right to own a weapon, but to properly store it, because if a child cannot access the weapon, the child cannot have an unintentional shooting and cannot hurt themselves or someone else.
So our organization uses facts and evidence to come up with what policies we would support or oppose. So we know that black men are 14 times more likely to be shot and killed than white men. And women are disproportionately impacted by gun violence due to domestic violence. So some of the legislation that we support would be the Violence Against Women Act, which just passed federally in the House. We also want criminal background checks on all gun purchases. So that's also an area where there's a loophole that can be closed. In order to be required to do a criminal background check, you have to be an authorized gun dealer and not everybody who sells guns is an authorized gun dealer. So there is a lot of work that we can do legislatively to keep us safer.
The one role that my agency plays is we have a part of our agency mission statement is that we protect the public trust of the victims of crimes in the state of South Carolina. The way our agency does that, it's a part of our standing conditions anytime someone is placed on probation, parole, whatever the case may be in the state of South Carolina, that there's a zero tolerance for anyone placed on our caseloads to have any weapons, period.
Yes, it's called the Silent Witness Form. You can go on to the city website, go to the police section, and it's in that section, and it's just a way for people that do not want to call. They may be afraid, or they just want to stay anonymous for whatever reason. They can submit that electronically, or they can print it out and mail it. And each one that we receive, we can follow up with it. So it's just another alternative for people to give us information so we can be aware, and then we can follow up and look into it.
You know, it all boils down to listening to all the opportunities that we all have out there to participate in making our community the one we believe it to be, or believe it should be. To me, what we can do as a community is to continue to do and participate in what you've heard up here, and what I see out here in people sitting in the seats is just get involved.
My sole purpose is to educate, enlighten, and inform the citizens that come out to the neighborhood associations. I attend all of them, which is about 8 or 9 in Ward 5. I bring information about things that's going on in the city. I hear their concerns about things that they're seeing in the city, and you know, we try to come to a common understanding or common ground on how to combat or how to help with whatever's going on.
Gun violence is a national problem. As the young lady said, you know, you have to go out and vote. Why are people resisting gun control? Why is it that we live in a society where it's easier for a 16-year-old teenager to get a gun than to get a driver's license?